Hey team, it's Katie here, and welcome to the Kick It with Katie podcast. I'm your host, Katie Colliker. I hope you guys have had a great summer and fall season that is either starting or ending, depending where you are in the country. And just super excited to get back on the microphone and share with you some experiences and topics that are going on in the youth soccer world currently. And this season is going to look a little bit different than the past couple years as far as guests and shows and different things that I'm going to be producing for you guys. So I hope that you enjoy it and that you learn from it. I'm still going to be having guests on. Some of the guests we will be discussing specific topics, hot topics in the youth soccer community, because there's a huge one out right now that I'm not ready to completely talk about because it's still more of a undecided as far as what's going to happen, but it will have a huge impact on the youth soccer community across the United States. And so we'll get further into that and have some people on to talk about it and the impacts that it might have and the positives and negatives and the reasoning for it. So some of you might know what I'm talking about, some of you might not, and we'll just have to wait until that episode airs. It'll be coming out probably late November, early December, because that is when supposedly there's supposed to be a decision on it and what's going to be happening. So I'm going to hold off on it, but I am going to be talking to people about it and how it's going to affect the youth soccer community. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be good. It's a huge topic that's been roaming around. Most of you people probably know what I'm talking about, but I'm going to keep you in suspense because maybe I'm not talking about what you think. Anyway, so this weekend I am going to be heading out to the Las Vegas Mayor's Cup in, obviously, Las Vegas. And my son, Colin, my goalkeeper, he's going to be playing down in that tournament. And then my other son, Xander, he actually recently, I will say, retired from soccer earlier this year at tryouts. He was dealing with a little bit of what we assume is Osgood-Slaughter last year, and he had a really rough year as far as that going on and the painful stuff that he was having. And he just found that he gravitated towards some other aspects of his life, which we fully support. And so he has decided to step away from the game currently and pursue other interests that he has. He's very focused on his academics and his friend group and some of the other academic tied interests that he has as far as pursuing his educational pursuits. And so that's kind of what's going on with him. I am still coaching my daughter's teams, my 2013 daughter and the 2015 twins. Kind of coupled that together somehow. But anyway, so I am still coaching girls soccer, and our fall season is just about to wrap up. My twins team, they ended their season a little over a week ago in the fall, and my older daughter still has her last game this weekend. So she is not going to Las Vegas. She is staying home to play in her last game of the fall season and play in that game, which will be coached by one of my assistants. And I have to go and help out in the Las Vegas Mayor's Cup as an assistant coach for the boys team. So I will be down there, and that will be exciting. And I'm just ready to kind of get back into the swing of podcasting now that the summer craziness and my fall season has started to wind down. I've decided that I have a little bit more free time to get back on the microphone. I have done a few interviews over the summer, one of which, Jordan Wickus, I did release her episode, but I still have several other episodes from people that I've interviewed throughout the year that I will be releasing. So if you were a guest and you're like, where is my episode? It will be coming out. I have, like I said, I have several that I have recordings on, and I'm going to be getting those out as soon as I can get them edited. It has been kind of a crazy year as far as what happened in regards to tryouts, summer tournaments, and different family things that were going on, and then the fall season. So it was a lot of time that was going on as far as my life and my balancing act that I was going through. So this unfortunately had to be put on the back burner for a few months. But thank you guys for sticking with me. And those of you that are new, welcome to the podcast. I hope to share a lot more information as far as information for parents and players to understand the dynamics of 7v7, 4v4, 9v9, 11v11, and different aspects of that that I've talked to people about as far as what maybe they're confused about and different rules and things that differ each one. Build outlines, offside, heading, no heading, different things like that. And then also purposes of different age groups and what those specific formats of game like things should be happening and what they're trying to develop or what should be trying to develop. And that is kind of some of my hopes that I'm going to be able to do. And through that, ask guests to come on. I've got one big guest that I'm going to be getting on the podcast who will probably be a reoccurring person now that I've finally been able to convince him to jump on the mic with me. But that will be exciting for you guys to hear and get his take on some things. But I'm just really excited to get back into the podcasting of it all and being able to share information with you, especially as the landscape might be changing and different things that are happening in youth soccer. I also kind of want to try and cover some of the youth tournaments that go on as far as, like Las Vegas Mayor's Cup that I'm going to be going to, but also like the international, the national teams, youth national teams that are competing, and kind of talk to people about the dynamics of those and how those teams are formed and different things that go on with those. I know that some of the players in my area, and I have seen online in a couple other states, I'm assuming most states, are having some sort of national team pool tryout type thing where clubs were asked to submit some players for evaluation or a tryout for a pool of players to possibly go for national team spots. And so going to be talking about different dynamics of that and the opportunities that those bring to players and skills and different things like that. So that will be exciting as well. But I am just excited to start getting back on the microphone and sharing information with you. I love to have questions from people and parents and players and different topics that they want to have covered. I pull a lot of questions off of some Facebook groups that I'm on, and I would love to hear from my listeners as far as any concerns or things that you have as far as situations that arise or questions regarding rules and just any type of the landscape, how to choose clubs, how to choose teams, how to choose coaches, um, different things like that. And then as far as coaches, different resources, hopefully that we will be able to provide in the future for coaches and players and things like that. I definitely have a couple of people that I have interviewed recently as far as helping with college recruiting and different avenues of getting into colleges and helping you navigate those landscapes for families who have not been part of that. And so I have a couple of really great interviews that I'm going to be sharing in the next couple of weeks or days. I'm hoping to get a few of my backlogged episodes out for you guys in the next few days for this upcoming weekend before the end of October. So be on the lookout for those because I'm hoping to get a couple of those edited and out to you guys for that information, especially for those of you that are in your junior, senior year, maybe even sophomore year, starting to navigate sophomore years, just starting to navigate the scenes and seeing what's out there and what resources there are. So I've had some great interviews about that. And so that is going to be some of the information that I will be sharing as well, obviously. But overall, I'm just really excited to get back into the swing of things and sharing this information with you guys that I'm hoping will help you guys navigate the landscape here in the United States as far as youth soccer goes. And hopefully it will be fun and entertaining and educational for you, and something that you guys can take information from and share and learn from and all sorts of things. So please, if you want to be a guest on the podcast, if you're involved in youth soccer at all, or even if you're a parent of a youth soccer player and you want to come on and share your experience as a parent or any part of it. So I've had some people who are from non-soccer backgrounds who are parents of players who have wanted to come on and kind of share their experiences as far as never being around a competitive sport of any type and then all of a sudden trying to navigate with their foot in the water. So those are some stories that I would definitely like to share to get their perspectives as well, as far as how they've tried to navigate it and what their perspectives are. And then I've also had obviously some other parents who played youth soccer and then, showing the differences as far as what has happened from when they were a player to now, and what the, differences and different, how the landscape has changed and what's still the same and all that kind of stuff. So it's going to be a fun season, and I'm really excited about it. And I really want to have feedback from you guys as far as different types of things that you want to be a part of. I'm hoping that sometime in the next year, I'm going to get a group together. I did have a small group get together with one of our NWSL players earlier this year, and that was a lot of fun. I wasn't able to get much of that recorded, but I'm also trying to get that player on the actual podcast. So we'll see if her schedule will allow that now that her season, I believe, is starting to wind down. But again, I'm really excited to get back on the microphone, and thank you guys for sticking out and hanging out and listening and re-listening and sharing. So it really goes a long way, because I've said it before, this is a one-woman show. I do all of the production and editing on my own, and so sometimes it does take a little bit longer for things to happen, but I'm really excited about the different things that I have going on, and as far as like information that I'm going to be sharing with you. And I hope you guys are excited too. So that's kind of all I've got for today, but please listen and be on the lookout for future episodes that are going to be coming out this week. And I'm really excited to share those with you all. And make sure to like, rate, review, subscribe, all the things on whatever platform you're listening on. And obviously share any of the episodes that you have enjoyed. You can try and tag me or tag the people that maybe were the guests on it, because it's really fun for them to see that you have listened to the information that they have shared, as far as, really appreciating their stories. I've had some feedback on a few episodes of people really loving certain episodes, and so that's always a plus, that I'm sharing that information, and hopefully it touches at least one person and that they can gain something from it and know that they're not alone, or maybe it answered a question that they didn't know anything about, or anything like that. I don't know. Anyway, but thank you guys for listening. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for supporting. Again, if you want to be a guest on the podcast or have a topic that you would like to be covered, please reach out to me via email, kickitwithkatiepod@gmail.com, or you can find me on Instagram, kickitwithkatiepodcast _ between all the words. And yeah, I do have a TikTok as well, but I'm not really on it. I've shared a couple of things on there, but not a lot. So you can go find me on TikTok. I don't even know what my TikTok handle is. I kind of shy away from TikTok. I'm not huge on TikTok. Maybe once we try to expand a few different areas of the podcast in the future, but as of right now, it's kind of just there, sitting there. But it does have a couple of sports clips on there. It has one of me dancing back in the day, if you want to see me ballroom dance. But anyway, thank you guys for listening. Love you guys. Thanks for kicking it with me, and have a great day. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at kickitwithkatie_podcast _ between all the words. You can reach out to me with questions at kickitwithkatiepod@gmail.com. I also have a feature with SpeakPipe where you can leave me your own voicemail message if you want to be featured on the podcast. Rate, review, and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts.